Hi everyone, Arthur King here. We're going to go ahead and talk about how to set up your page for the comic zine project. So first thing we can see here is we've got a new Adobe Illustrator file open. I'm going to go ahead and click New, and with that opened up here, you'll notice on the right hand side here, you want to make sure that it says inches, and you're going to change the width and the height. Now yours might say, when you first open it, it might say picas, or it might say points, or it might say pixels, and that's okay. But the easiest way to do this is going to set it over to inches. Now the inches, I want to make sure that on the width and the height, okay, that we're set for 5.5 on the inches and 8.5 on the height, okay? That is half of the height and width of a regular letter size sheet of paper, which is what we want. That's going to be our template size. Now the next thing, before we go in and open it up, you hit create, we want to make sure that this is set for CMYK color. Right, we have RGB or CMYK because we're going to actually print those out if we need to. So I want that. And then the FX here, we want to make sure that it's set at 300 ppi or pixels per inch. Right, so that's got a good quality. That's a production quality. Default mode, we do that just as it is. Now we'll go ahead and say create. And when it opens up here, I've got the artboard set up at the 5.5 by 8.5. So what I need to do now is I need to go ahead and import my template onto the artboard and fit it. So I'm going to go up here and make sure that my settings are set for tracing, right? Because I want to go ahead and vectorize that image. So I'm going to go ahead and drag in the template. And you have the template. I've emailed it to you. It looks something like this when you enter it into your computer Illustrator file. I'm going to Command N- to pull back. And you can see how large it is there. Now I need to get it to fit right onto the artboard. Now I've got up here, I've got these alignment tools that pop up and it says, oh yeah, we've got it aligned here. So I'm going to go ahead and push and click on these right here. So we're going to go ahead, align, horizontal align center. Got that, it centered it. Then I'm going to go ahead here and I can go ahead align vertically to the top, right? I can go ahead and align vertically to the bottom, right? I can just change it, change it, change it, change it. And these are nice. But that centering one, that's the one you want right here. These are sort of doing the different sides. But this centering one, that's the one you want for the center. Now what I need to do is go ahead and shrink it up to fit. I'm going to hold the Shift key and left click and drag. Then to go to one point. And click and drag to this point. And what I want to do is I want to get that artboard, this art template, to fit right into that artboard snugly. So I'm going to go ahead and Command plus now to zoom in. And you can see now that it lines up perfectly with the artboard. And this is so important because this is the template. This template helps give you the guidelines to know how far you can go in or out of the space with the artwork that you have. So we're going to go ahead and leave it for this right now. Now, over here on the image trace panel, I need to convert this image into a vector image so that it stays with the cartoon panels as you create them. So we go over to the layers. We can see it says layers here. I'm going to double click that and label it temp, as in my template. And I'll click off to the side there. But what I need to do is I can convert it. So if I go up here to the top here, right, it looks like it's set black and white, right, all the corners, paths, everything looks good. But I need to go ahead and do one thing, make sure to click on ignore white. And then I'm going to go back over here where it says tracing. I'm going to put the drop down arrow. And I'm going to go to high fidelity photo. I do that because these are such fine, tiny lines, and they're light blue, so I want them to show. So I click on High Fidelity Photo, and notice that most of my lines are there. I'm missing some on the bottom, so I need to come back up and adjust my sliders here. So first, let's go to Noise and drag it all the way to the left. See, I got my little blue line here, just pop back up again. Then I'm going to take my paths and crank that up, and my corners, crank that up, so I get nice crisp. Notice how the image now looks nice and clean and crisp. If I want to add, where the colors go, I can certainly go more or less, and it's not really going to make much of a difference because really we're only using one color here, one of the two colors. So we're going to keep it just so we get everything in there. And you notice I've got my dotted line in here. I've got everything else that I need. So I'm ready to expand it. And there we are. Everything is expanded. Click off to the side. We are good to go. Now again, this is going to go and stay right here in my layers panel, right at the bottom. So I'm going to lock this layer, okay, and then I'm going to add a new layer. Now this is my template layer. So what I want to do now is I want to go and use this and not have to worry about re-importing and resizing my template to fit the artboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and file, save this, and then I'm going to make 12 copies of it. So I can go ahead and Command C and then Command V, Command V, Command V until I get 12 copies of them. And then I'll make sure to name them page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, etc. That way until I have all 12 pages. Now, if you want to keep an extra copy of this to put it in your file so you can say, hey, I've got a master copy with a setup for a template ready to go, do that. Go ahead and set that up. It will help you out in the long run. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and we will see you in class or at the next video.